What if I told you that the next big infrastructure project in America isn't about fixing potholes or upgrading highways, but about turning a decades-old airport into something that would make a real estate mogul blush? Let me break this down for you, because when Donald Trump talks about rebuilding Dulles International Airport, it's never just about concrete and steel. It's about legacy, ego, and the kind of symbolism that turns a functional building into a political statement. Now, I'm not here to argue whether Dulles is a terrible airport or not, though, honestly, if you've ever been stuck waiting for a mobile lounge that looks like it belongs on a lunar base, you might agree. But what's fascinating here is how this announcement fits into a much larger pattern of Trump's obsession with reshaping the physical landscape of Washington, D.C., as if he's trying to build a monument to his own influence. Let's start with the obvious, the people movers. These little shuttle cars that take passengers half a mile from their gates. They're not just outdated, they're a relic of a bygone era of airport design. But here's where it gets interesting. Trump isn't just criticizing the system, he's positioning himself as the savior of modernity. "We're gonna make that into something really spectacular," he said back in December. That line doesn't just sound like a promise, it feels like a challenge, like he's daring critics to say he can't turn a crumbling airport into a gilded palace. And honestly, I think he's trying to prove something here. Not just about the airport, but about his ability to transform any project into a reflection of his vision, no matter how impractical it might seem. Now, let's talk about the renaming angle. Because this isn't just about Dulles, it's about Trump's relentless push to etch his name into the fabric of American infrastructure. We've seen it with the Kennedy Center, with bridges in Tennessee, even with a Palm Beach airport now officially bearing his name. But here's what's really wild, the administration actually tried to negotiate a deal where they'd rename Dulles and New York's Penn Station after him in exchange for federal funds for a tunnel project. And when that didn't happen, they still proceeded with the plans. That tells me something. It's not just about the money, it's about the message. Whether or not he gets the name, Trump wants the world to know that he's the one pulling the levers, even if the levers are attached to a half-broken airport. But here's the bigger question, why Dulles? Why now? This isn't just a random choice. Dulles is one of the 3 major airports serving Washington, D.C., and it's been a symbol of the region's logistical challenges for decades. By targeting it, Trump is hitting a nerve. He's not just upgrading an airport, he's rebranding the entire idea of what Washington's infrastructure should look like. And let's be honest, this feels like part of a larger strategy. When you look at his other projects, the gold-plated Oval Office, the reflecting pool renovation, the proposed 250-foot arch over the Potomac, it all starts to feel like a masterclass in creating a physical legacy. A legacy that's not just about policies, but about monuments to his own presence. So, what does this mean for the future? Well, if there's one thing we've learned from Trump's career, it's that he doesn't do anything halfway. If he's going to rebuild Dulles, he'll probably want it to be bigger, flashier, and more controversial than anyone expects. And that's exactly what makes this story so compelling. It's not just about airports anymore, it's about how a president with a real estate background is trying to reshape the nation's infrastructure in his own image. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, that's up for debate. But one thing's for sure, when Trump talks about making something spectacular, you can be damn sure he's not talking about efficiency. He's talking about legacy, and that's a story worth watching.